This is the Business Today. I'm Marlon Madden. The former Reggae Lounge nightclub in St. Lawrence Gap has a new name, The Cove, and operators there are hoping to pump some life back into the once popular nightlife location. However, one of the owners, Herman Maloney, is not pleased that businesses have to turn off their music at 2 a.m. and he is calling on authorities to consider extending the time that nightclubs can operate at that Christchurch location. Maloney says the situation is ridiculous.
If he says to start closing the Gap at 2, 3 in the morning, it's really a turn off because people don't come to the Gap to let. The Gap is known for, the wee hours of the morning. You find now, like, we just had something happen here right for crop over. We got about 150 people in the club. All the clubs is full. And at one time, they just turned out like 300 people in the street one time, 300 to 500 people. That's like almost causing a stampede in the Gap, people drunk, people drinking, people eating. Normally, in a situation like this, we're willing to lower down the music, allow people to just wean out. But when you turn everybody out in the street at a set time, you're creating a problem. And I try to explain that to the police. But the police seems to think it's all right to do that because the police ready to go home and sleep, I guess. Or whatever. So there's a few pointers there that I really think they need to look at. The Gap used to be the place to go. It was party time was 2, 3 in the morning, So no, they really need to look at it really serious because that's killing the business in the Gap.
Despite this, Maloney tells Business Today he is working on attracting more partygoers to the Cove and by extension the Gap. The former show promoter says the name change is part of a plan to attract more patrons. In fact, he says it has been paying off so far. He says business has been good and he is expecting a busy October as they embark on new initiatives, including opening every night instead of the current Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They also operate a restaurant. Chief Executive Officer of the Financial Services Commission, FSC, Randy Graham, is reporting that the majority of new licenses issued each year go to companies in the international insurance sector. Graham tells Business Today on average the FSC issues between 30 and 40 new licenses per year. Besides insurance, the FSC is the regulator for the credit unions, pensions, and securities sectors.
The international insurance sector is always the most active in terms of new licenses. We issue anywhere between 15 and 20 new licenses in international insurance in any given year. We don't have any outstanding right now, but I think so far for the year we've approved 19 licenses from the last time I saw the numbers. And all applications that we have received, we have now processed and issued decisions. So as they come in, we issue and they go on. So I don't know of any outstanding ones right now, but we update the numbers as we go along. What we find is that end of the year, say October, November, is normally when we get a lot of activity because people want to get the licenses approved for new entities by December so that they can operate from January of any calendar year. So we would then get another push of applications in around October, November for processing, and we prepare for that push.
Graham also reports there's growing interest from Latin American-based companies to set up operations in Barbados. He says Canada continues to receive the bulk of the new licenses issued each year.
If we do 30 new applications a year and we issue 30 new licenses a year, 75% of those are Canadian companies. Canada remains our primary source market for international business, and Latin America is growing, and we're seeing interest in Latin America. Latin American companies wanting to use Barbados as their international business and financial services hub, but it's going to take some time before any other country could outstrip the interest from Canada.
The Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc. (BTMI) is on a mission to significantly increase the awareness of Barbados as a sailing destination and attract more yachts to the island. As such, the BTMI has entered into a sponsorship partnership with Team Concise ahead of the Mount Gay Round the Island race scheduled for January 2016. Two of the Team Concise yachts have been branded Miss Barbados for the coming winter season. They will fly the blue and yellow in the UK, France, Portugal, and the Canary Islands and Brazil before competing in the Royal Ocean Racing Club Transatlantic Race from Lanzarote to Grenada in November. Afterwards, they will head to their new base in Bridgetown for the West Indies winter racing season. Chief Executive Officer of the BTMI, William Griffith, says the aim of working with the racing organization Team Concise is to help raise Barbados' profile and attract more yachts from around the world. Now for today's financial tip. Nobody wants to work in their retirement years. However, circumstances such as a recession, a bad investment, or family needs may force you to work in your retirement. If you are retired and are forced to work, you could start by using your skills to earn an income, writing your own book, or selling cooked food. That's been the business today. Join us again next Tuesday. Until then, you can get more business and news by logging on to www.barbadosday.bd, subscribing to our e-paper, and liking us on Facebook. I'm Marlon Mann.